Now, may I ask you, how did your time in Kosovo come to an end?
Well, so so what they did is the mission changed, and the guy that took over for me in Bosnia became my boss because they took Kosovo and put it under his operational control. Okay. He had about 200 police officers. I had about 600.
Wow.
So what they did is move my boss and brought in another guy to run Bosnia. And my boss moved into Kosovo with me because it's a bigger operation. Business expanded, and we decided to open up an office in Singapore, business development. And my boss at the time, they moved them to Singapore. Yeah. My problem is they brought in a vice president who really didn't care much for me. And the guy in Bosnia used to work for me in Haiti, was one of my cops. They were good friends. However, they wanted somebody with more experience to be overseeing the project. So they brought in this retired colonel. And the operation in Bosnia was coming down, and I was still running the project, and this colonel did not like me. And I didn't like him either. So we were also trying to develop business in the Middle East. So my vice president, actually now he became the president of the company, decided to move me to the Middle East. I was a program manager in Kosovo. He moved me to the Middle East, and I became a vice president for information technology business development. But also, it was a way to stash me someplace because things were heating up in Baghdad.
So, from everything that you've told me, I've noticed a pattern that when things really start to heat up, they always turn to you to come help with the issue because they know that you have experience, you know how to analyze the situation, do's and don'ts. Am I wrong here?
No, one of the things that they used to call me in my old company was basically the mechanic. And a lot of times, like I said, they send me down to Angola. The reason they send me down because we were having problems, and I helped clean up and put them back on track. They send me back to Bosnia and held me in Sarajevo before I went to Afghanistan because I was also working on fixing a couple of problems in Bosnia. Yeah. So they always know where to go to get things done and done right because one of the things that my dad instilled in me and my mom is basically honesty, loyalty, and hard work. Okay. In the type of work I was doing, pardon my language, you can't bullshit your way through. If you see things, you gotta say things. You can't let things go because in a war zone, if you let things go, people die. So
Once
go ahead.
it takes one slip up, correct?
Yep. And, you know, uh, I don't know what I would do if people die because of me. I don't think I could live with myself mentally and emotionally.
Speaking of mentally and emotionally, um, from what you saw in the war, how was it adjusting back to your normal life after seeing what you saw, doing what you had to do in Kosovo?
It's not easy. You can never adjust. Your demons are always with you. Uh, you, you become short-tempered. Sometimes it's hard to control. Uh, I don't like a lot of things that I've done in the past. It's past 7 years have been very hard on me. It's hard. It's difficult. You know, I get up every day because I want to be there for my kids. But inside, emotionally, I feel like I'm crumbled in. It's difficult, but I feel things are getting better. I, you know, I had friends in recent years that they couldn't handle the pressure, and they went crazy and ended their lives. You know, that's, to me, that's a coward. That's a cowardly act. My my religious beliefs, what I believe in my heart, is what's stopping me from doing stupid things like that. I do things. I love what I did. I love what I have done. I'm proud of it. I wish I'm still in it, but my health and people think I'm too old to do something, but it's in my DNA and I love to
It's
do it.
engraved in you.
Yeah. Uh, things in my life happened. I will share with my kids once I see them, so they may understand my DNA a little better, so they may understand why I am the way I am, so they may understand some of my actions. Mentally, emotionally, it's not easy being me. I hold things inside, and that caused me to have open heart surgery. I am my worst enemy. In fact, I expect nothing but perfection out of myself. I'm
Do you feel
hard on
like
myself.
I was just about to say, do you feel like you're too hard on yourself?
Yes, I do. But people that look at me and see me from the outside, they appreciate what I've done. They like me as a friend. They don't know how to take me sometimes. They like my honesty, and You know, that's that. But
I
life is
can say
nothing
one thing. I
but,
know this may not um, heal things as much as I wish I could, and a nation could help you heal. And thank you for everything that you've done. Just know that if it wasn't for you and your missions that you did to come help out our country, we would be nowhere today. We would be part of Serbia probably. And I can say from my nation, we thank you for your service and everything that you did to make it to the point where we are today as a country.
well, you're welcome. Kosovo is in my heart, has been and always will be. I have my beautiful kids there. It was a wonderful life for me out there. Have a lot of close friends, have family, have good memories and good friendships. In fact, one of the guys that worked with me throughout the Kosovo missions has retired and settled in Kosovo. He is still there. He's a former special forces guy. So, but anyway, yeah, I went to the Middle East and from there developed some business, and in 2003 started daily conversations while the war was going on in Baghdad. I had to go to Baghdad, and that was a treacherous trip because Kuwaitis did not want to let me get a multi-entry, multi-exit visa. And that was solved later on, years later on, we found out what the problem was. In fact, it was funny. I went to Kuwait on a Friday. I was back in Fort Worth on a Saturday because the Kuwaitis would not let me in. So I came back on the same airplane I left on, and I was able to make it to my daughter's soccer game. Yeah. So I went to Baghdad, and basically I took a taxi from Amman, Jordan to Baghdad, driving through Fallujah and Ramadi. 12 hours, no weapons, me and the taxi driver. And came
That
out of Baghdad the day before my oldest daughter was born.
that's amazing. That's amazing.
Listen, Kosovo has heritage that goes back thousands of years, culture that goes back hundreds of years. The thing I learned about Kosovar Albanians, they're hard workers. They are family men and women. Family means a lot. And they are hard-headed. Acceptance of what is going on in the region is very difficult for the hard-headed Albanians and for the hard-headed Serbians. It needs to start now with this generation to bring up kids that are more level-headed, that understand living in a global society, understand about what's in the past, they need to look for the future, for a brighter future for the country, for the kids, for the world. The wars that are going on right now are all a waste of time and a waste of life. I'm 63 years old, and I realized a long time ago the things that we do as countries are not always for positive things. They're more financial. They're more economical. They're set up to make the rich richer. And I believe population control. It's unfortunate that people try to put people against each other. We have organizations, we have people like George Soros that are not there to make things better. They're there to cause issues, and it's unfortunate. We're all God's children, you know. At the end of the day, it's love, peace, and family.
Of course. Now, I would like to ask you one last question before we finish off. Would you do it all again?
If they give me an airline ticket tomorrow, yeah.
I love that answer. Well,
I will do it. Let me tell you, I will do anything to help people anywhere and everywhere. Even if I went in there as a aid worker, I would do it too. That life made me younger, made me feel so alive. People think I'm nuts. I'm not. I spend the best times of my life operating all over the world, helping people, helping places, and helping my adopted country in implementing policies that were put there to better the situation. Whether I left it better or worse, I don't know. It's the country, the people of the country are the ones that judge of that. Kosovars are the judge of what I've done. What I've done is basically my job. But Kosovo left a great place in my heart. And the people, the friends that I have out there, the friendships that I made are always here.
I can say one thing on behalf of Nation, you bettered our country, and we will always be in great debt to you.
Well, thank you.
And I wanted to say thank you for your time and telling us your story from your perspective on the Kosovo War and telling us about your life that brought you to help our nation while it was crumbling.
Now it's rebuilding, and that's a great thing.
Thank you.